known as Love and Thunder.
Let's talk about your film, TV.
Well, the crazy thing was the original inspiration was...
Your film sucks, Matidi.
I beg your pardon?
See this? It's awful. I hate it. It's disgusting. I want to throw up all over the table after hearing this. Watiti, we're looking for something thrilling and exciting and something funny.
But the screaming goats, that is funny.
Look, Watiti, we've had a lot of fun doing Ragnarok, right? We had a lot of fun doing this as well. But that's not good. Look, we're gonna release this film anyways because it's gonna make a shitload of money and everyone will gonna go see it. But I can assure you that no Marvel fan in any other universe will love this.
No?
No one.
Oh, well, I need it for the money anyway.
Released in 2022, Love and Thunder is the 4th Thor film and the 29th film in the MCU. Fans were looking forward to it after the smash hit that was Thor Ragnarok. Taika Waititi, who directed Ragnarok, returned to direct and write Love and Thunder, with Natalie Portman returning as Jane Foster, aka Mighty Thor now, while inviting new players like Christian Bale as Gorr the God Butcher and Russell Crowe as Zeus. Given to how awesome Ragnarok was, there were some high hopes for this film, and while it was financially successful, it was a bit mixed with critics and wasn't particularly liked by fans. Love and Thunder follows Thor as he struggles to find inner peace. He eventually teams with Jane, Valkyrie and Korg to stop Gorr, who plans on wiping out all gods across the galaxy. Before working on this review, I rewatched the first 3 Thor films in preparation, and I was surprised at how much I enjoyed the first 2 films. Ragnarok still Ragnaroks, and Love and Thunder, well, I kind of already made it obvious right now. As usual, let me go through what I like. I like the soundtrack, the visuals look cool, the performances are solid, Gorr's pretty cool, at first. It was cool to see the Guardians again, and I like the advice that Korg offers that circles back later on.
I've been lost before. Then I found meaning, I found love. And yeah, I got taken from me, and God, that hurts. But that shitty feeling is better than feeling empty.
I want to feel shitty about something, and I think that's you.
Not really getting it.
My friend here told me that it's better to feel shitty from losing love than it is to never experience love and feel nothing at all, feel empty, and I think he was right.
My favorite scene in the movie is when they go to fight Gorr on this planet and it's black and white, even though you can see some color at some points. I mean, yeah, the CGI looks pretty poor, but it's still a fun action scene to watch. And that's about it. Now the shit stuff. This ain't gonna be pretty.
Who in the blue hell are you?
So here's a sign for a bad sequel. If a director who did the previous film returns to direct and write the sequel themselves, chances are the film's gonna be shit. And unlike Thor Ragnarok, which was fun, well-paced, and had meaningful character arcs, Love and Thunder is just all over the place with its poor pacing, slow plotting, and unsatisfying character arcs. Starting with the plot, it feels thin and stretched out. Since it's based around a villain planning to kill gods, you'd think this would be sort of a chase movie, or at least an attempt to save as many gods as possible. But no! Gorr ends up kidnapping some kids to lure Thor so he can bring Stormbreaker because they can use Bifrost to open eternity, which can give whatever anyone wants. Stuff like this just raises questions like, how did Gorr know Stormbreaker is capable of this? Where did he get this information from? Why does it have to be Stormbreaker? And when he did get Stormbreaker, why did he bring the children with him? Oh, I know why. There's even points where the plot goes back and forth to just pad the runtime. Like this scene. It's nothing but them flip-flopping on what to do. It's poorly paced and it feels jarring.
Want the kids back? We're back in a minute.
12 seconds later.
Didn't find them.
They're in the Shadow Realm. The atmosphere there has a darkness like no other.
To the Shadow Realm, it seems like that's where he's going to be the most powerful.
You're right, we can't just go marching in there. It could be a trap. We'd be endangering the children. We need reinforcements on Omnipotent City. We could pull together the greatest team ever. We could recruit Ra, Hercules, and Zeus, the oldest and wisest of them all.
Wait, Thanos wasn't enough to recruit the gods, but kidnapped children are? But in terms of writing, the most irritating part of it comes from the characters, particularly Thor, Jane, and Gorr. The character arcs just come across as underwhelming. Starting with the title character, Thor is treated like nothing more than a dumbass I can't take seriously. And it's a damn shame.
This is a very, very bad situation. You know, the good news is you're Asgardians. So if you die, you'll end up in Valhalla.
Oh my god, go away.
He has gone through so much since the first film. He was an arrogant and cocky person who changed after falling in love with Jane and became a little more wiser and understanding. Sure, he was cracking some jokes here and there, but he remained a serious and even tragic character, especially with the loss of his mother, father, his allies, and brother.
You'd think with all that he's lost and endured, he would be more serious about protecting those that he cares for, especially Jane, but no. Not here.
He acts so childish in this movie to the point where it feels like Hemsworth is just parodying his own character. Even when he gets serious, it's not enough to distract how he's acted throughout this entire movie.
Let's go get it.
No. There's no ding-donging or bum-rushing, especially not Zeus's bum. Pain. What is pain? A construct invented by the weak. Okay, that's right. Call the axe. You call the axe when you call the dentist. Human handshake. To the Asgardian shake. Into the snake that you cannot trust.
Really dragging this out.
His arc could have been interesting, but it just leads to him being a father to a character we barely know. I know it relates to him finding something to fight for, love, but that just brings me to the next character, Jane Foster. She has terminal cancer and wields Mjolnir in the hopes that it would heal her, but her Thor form isn't allowing her body to fight the cancer. So you're just watching a character slowly die without any hope and finding a way for her to live. Her death at the end feels like it only exists just to make you sad over their romance, which is honestly one of the strongest parts of the movie. Maybe that's because it's taken seriously. I mean, why couldn't her arc go like this? She becomes Thor to give her time to fight the cancer, but it doesn't seem to work out. She wants to be with Thor again, so something happens that officially makes her a god. Therefore, Thor finally gets to be with someone he loves, instead of this kid who only had like 4 lines and happens to be the daughter of Gore the f***ing God Butcher!
Oh god, did they butcher him.
In my opinion, Gore is somehow the best and worst character in the film. At first, I absolutely loved him. The opening scene perfectly establishes his pain and motivations on why he wants to murder the gods. His daughter died, he prayed for his god, who in turn just mocked and dismissed him. The Necrosword calls to him, promising him eternity if he vows to kill all the gods, and he accepts it. The way he's presented, the way Christian Bale portrays him, man, I was downright loving this guy.
How exciting.
The problem is that he's not in the movie enough, and because of that, we don't see him kill any gods. We see some hanging around, and another one that's faithfully recreated from the comics, but that's it. Can you imagine how dark but awesome it would have been if Gore had entered Omnipotent City and started killing any god he came across? Because that would have been a much better reason for Zeus and the other gods to be afraid. In fact, he was so close to wishing all of the gods to be murdered, but he only stopped when Thor told him he could bring back his daughter.
It's not death or revenge that you seek.
What do I seek?
You seek love. Because it's all any of us want.
First off, how exactly would Thor know Gore seeks love? They haven't interacted enough for him to think that, nor did he ever see a memory of him with his daughter or even when she died. So they completely turn him around at the end in a way that's unconvincing and unearned. You see, this is why I feel the ending is unsatisfying. Thor having to take care of this child feels unnecessary and unearned, as there's been no build-up. Also, this girl is named Love. Why? So Thor can have something to fight for, and they are now Love and Thunder?
Oh, that's why. Oh, you guys think you're so clever, eh? You know what? Well done. Well done to you all. Round of applause, you f***heads!
So overall, Thor is a goofy dumbass, Jane's arc isn't satisfying, and Gore was on a roll, but they f***ed him up in the end.
But honestly, if the writing was either changed or done differently, I doubt it would change this movie from being utterly annoying. And that is thanks to one thing, the comedy.
So, humor has always been a staple to Marvel movies since the first Avengers, maybe even the first Guardians. Their type of humor has always felt unique, but rarely has their movies ever been ruined by their humor.
Because Ragnarok was so good partly because of his humor, I was expecting Waititi to do the same for this, but that is not what I got.
Love and Thunder's humor is not only childish, but f***ing non-stop.
Take off your disguise and flick. Flick too hard, damn it!
Should we help out? Eventually.
Looks like a shy courgette.
These characters make a joke nearly every 10 seconds of this film, and it drives me nuts. Even if I were to accept the film being loaded with jokes 24/7, the jokes themselves aren't even funny.
There are so many jokes that I can criticize, but I'll choose the ones that I felt were the worst and most annoying.
Remember that joke in Ragnarok where they recreate Loki's death in a dramatic way, with Matt Damon and Sam Neill as cameos for Loki and Odin? Well, they did it again here. This time around, Odin Odin dying and Melissa McCarthy as Hela. With Ragnarok, it made sense, because it was Loki himself disguised as Odin who ordered the act to be made just to boast about himself, because he faked his death at that moment anyway, and Thor became suspicious when watching.
Father?
Oh shit.
It's not funny here because Odin's passing was a pivotal moment for Thor at the time, so why would they make fun of it? In fact, who orchestrated this act? Was this your doing, Matt Damon? Are you responsible for this?
Okay.
Then there's this running joke surrounding Thor and his hammers, because suddenly, these hammers now have feelings.
Stormbreaker.
Calm down, relax.
You're back.
Just... why? If this has been the case all along, does that mean Thanos' gauntlet had feelings? Does Zeus's thunderbolt have feelings?
This feels like it was added in just for the sake of being funny, and while one early joke of it I did find a little funny.
No need.
Hey, there you are. Hey.
Everything after that was just fucking annoying.
All right, this is the army right here. It's sleek, it's slender, it's powerful, it's beautiful. For you, I love it for you, Valkyrie.
There's also this scene with Thor and the Guardians where it's just nothing but humor, and it's just ridiculously exhausting. There's like at least 10 jokes in under 1 minute. Yes, I timed it.
I've been told you can summon them with a special whistle. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. You have a go. No, that's not it.
What did we tell you about jumping into new relationships?
Then I shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, you can't get married on every single planet we land on.
This bit as well, where Thor communicates with Heimdall's apparent son. They just argue over the kid's damn name. Yes, I'm serious.
I'm now known as Axel.
Astrid, your father gave you a very tough Viking name, and I intend to honor his wishes.
Axel.
Astrid.
I said Axel.
Astrid.
Axel!
Shut the fuck up!
Probably the most annoying joke are the goats. The fucking goats, man. Why are we now bringing a dead meme into this? These things are with the heroes for the entire goddamn movie, and they're just so fucking annoying. Even goddamn Zeus, played by frickin' Russell Crowe, is treated like a joke too.
We have many serious matter to be talked about. Such as, where are we going to hold this year's orgy?
Is this guy for real?
We can crush him before he kills anyone else.
That guy, he killed a couple of low-level gods. Boo-hoo. If that's all, pretty boy, you go back to your seat and you be quiet.
I thought Russell Crowe as Zeus would be bloody epic to watch, but instead they go for this stupid, lazy, skirt-wearing wuss of a god.
I flick too hard. I put your clothes back on.
Now I put your clothes back on. Flick, flick. What this is the golden temple of the god.
The humor isn't just annoying, it ruins the tone of this movie, assuming there even is one. Because the tone as well is just as messy as my fucking wardrobe right now.
Taika Waititi wanted to give an 80s rock feel to this film, hence why most of Guns N' Roses songs are featured. And you know what? I'm down for that. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, it can work if the movie treated its story, characters, and stakes seriously, but it both does and yet doesn't at the same time. This is the 4th Thor film, and like I mentioned before, Thor's lost a lot. But they don't deal with his trauma or midlife crisis as serious as it should be. Like at the beginning, Korg recaps everything Thor has been through in a silly comedic way.
He lost a lot of people in those days. His mum, his dad, and that guy. And that guy, and whoever that is, and Heimdall, and his brother again, and again.
In fact, they do this again later on in the middle of a fight. This time it's just repeating what we already know. Thor and Jane were in love and separated.
Together they embarked on a journey of love. But the more he pondered a life with Jane, the more he feared losing that life. She was scared of loss as well, and eventually the space between them grew and grew, until it became too wide to bear.
It just kills the pacing of what was just happening. And you wanna know what happens after that? Straight back to serious again! There's also parts that are straight up cringeworthy. From Jane's horrendous catchphrases.
Well then, if it's color we need, let's bring the rainbow.
How many catchphrases have there been?
A lot.
Valkyrie's stupid portable speaker. And the final battle where all the kids are given powers to fight Gor's creatures. And again, Jane's catchphrases are arse.
The name is Mighty Thor. If you can't say Mighty Thor, I'll accept Dr. Jane Foster. Eat my hammer!
Holy shit, this movie doesn't shut up.
In the end, Love and Thunder is a prime example of the phrase lightning doesn't strike twice. But still, I wouldn't say this is an awful movie. There's some cool visuals, the actors give their all, the soundtrack is decent, and once in a while the action is fun, but the plot is thin, the pacing isn't good, the character arcs are unsatisfying, and the movie just annoys the hell out of you with its humor and uneven tone. It tries to be the funniest, coolest, and most awesome movie for everyone, but it ends up being annoying, unfunny, and underwhelming. I hope they learn from this film that when it comes to humor and tone, less is more.
It's been an absolute disaster, but that's just the way it is on my films.
By the way, I find it funny how Disney tried to slate this film for the Oscars. Nah, I'm not joking. That's actually true.
He thinks this is Oscar worthy. No, sorry. There's no Oscar nomination for you, rat!